Hello and welcome to my March 2019 bullet journal flip through and setup video. So I guess I'm just going to be showing you my progress from the last month and then how I'm going to set up and use my bullet journal in the month of March. So we'll just go over a few supplies that I'm going to use. So the first up is definitely washi tape. I love washi tape so very much. The feature for this month is going to be alpacas or llamas, that sort of thing, because that's the type of person I am. And then I've got this sticker book with alpaca and llama stickers that I'm super into right now, so that'll probably show up a lot. And then I've also got these kind of like seasonal stickers. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use these. I don't think I actually used any of them in this video, but they are there. And then I've got these washi stickers that I do use some of them for. And of course my stencils and my straight edge. And I've got this paper here that I want to use for my title page. So yeah, it's just scrapbooking paper. So yeah, let's take a look at what I did in February 1st. So as for tracking my things, I only read 2 books, whole books in February, so I only filled out a little bit of that. Didn't read anything in my series, and then actually in my news discography thing, they just released a new album and I got both versions of it. I just had to print out the picture for it and then I will be able to fill that out, so that's great. Didn't finish any new Clamp in February, so that is still there. March will be a different story though. And then as for my bought versus read, in February I bought 1 book and then I read 2 books, so I think I'm at 1 right now. I'm gonna have to review how to do this math to make sure I have it correct. I filled out my reading goal and my books read list, so there was only 2 new books in February. I did add a new thing, so this is kind of a key for the edges of pages to kind of mark them. These on the edge of the pages so I can flip through and find things a little bit better and categorize different pages in my bullet journal. So first I have this black and clear or black and white washi tape that's for important information and references, things like the names of my doctors and stuff like that. Orange is going to be for book or TV or movie reviews. This purple is going to be for book tags, and then the yellow is for readathons or book clubs, things like that. So I think this is a useful system that I've been starting to implement, so hopefully it'll work out. So like, for example, this Otakuathon readathon page I did in yellow. So yeah, some of these pages not working out. The wishlist page, still a work in progress. I don't know what's going on with that there. So let's go over February and what I did in February. So this is kind of like what everything looked at. My habit tracker is not working out very well. I need to really get better at this. Maybe I just need to sit down at night and fill out everything. And then I have to make sure my pages read matches my habits. And then I have my TBR page. So I actually read this book, the only book on my planned TBR that I read. And then I read some manga, and that's actually supposed to be volume 2 and not volume 3. This video plans page is actually turning out to be really helpful. I really like having this list and kind of the checklist thing here, and I just need to fill out a few things that I actually did. So yeah, I really like this layout. I think I'm going to be using it in the future. And then just a look at my weekly spread. I pretty much use the same thing every week. I really like this layout. This page here I messed up on, and I've just kind of left it the way it is. It was supposed to be for a book club, but it didn't work out very well. My plan kind of fell through. So yeah, and then I have my Otakuathon, like readathon page. It's got the challenges, kind of the dates and the hosts, and my TBR on it all in one. So I really like that page. It's a good reference for the readathon. So that was fun. And then I have a review that I need to still tab, but this is for I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. That was a movie review. I need to put the manga review on the bottom. So on to March. I actually wrote out most of this, outlined it, so just so this wouldn't be as long. So let's get to it. So my title page for March, I'm gonna say I had an idea for this and it didn't really work out very well, and I'm not happy with it. I know I kind of say in every single video, like, your bullet journal is yours, you don't have to make it perfect, everything is fine, like, you don't have to be super artistic, but I do like to be happy with the way my bullet journal looks, and how it feels when I look at it. So things like, oh, I wrote the wrong date, so I just crossed that off, or, you know, there's just like a spelling error or something kind of small like that, or my lines aren't perfectly straight, that like doesn't bother me. But like when I have an idea for a design for like a title page or a layout or something like that, that doesn't really work out, that kind of upsets me, just because it's like, I don't know, I guess it's a creative thing that didn't work out the way I wanted it to, which happens, so that's fine. But it's just like, when you put a plan in place and then it's just not the way you want it to be, it's just a little disappointing. So yeah, I had this idea for this kind of frame thing with the name of the month in the middle of it, and it's just like, it didn't work. And I guess that's just something I have to learn for the next time, is that sometimes things don't work out, and so you just gotta work on it for the next time, I guess. And I think that's kind of the theme for this whole like March spread. I don't know what was going on with me when I was doing this, but just like, maybe it was the colors I picked, this like green and yellow situation, green and gold situation, but just like, I don't like a lot of it. Like, it didn't really turn out very well. So, I mean, it's just something I have to learn for the next time. I'll avoid those combinations or those kind of design elements that I didn't like, and just for the next month not do those things. So yeah, the last thing I did on this page is I just used this kind of washi sticker here. I've got a few of these. These are actually really hard to get off of the paper, and you'll see later that I rip one of them. But I mean, I think like in theory this page would have worked, but maybe the center of this should have been something a little bit different, maybe a little more layering or something like that. I think I could have done better on this page, but this is the way it's gonna be. Alright, so now onto my calendar page. So I'm using the same, actually first, before the calendar, we're gonna use my edge washi tape to kind of separate the month. The color theme of this month is going to be green, which is another cliche color for the month of March, but you know, we'll just go with it. I set up my calendar the same way that I do every month. The days start Sunday, and the week starts Sunday and ends on Saturday, so there's that. And I kind of use this green and gold combination, and I kind of like this yellow, but I feel like I could have used a different green. Maybe if I used a darker green, it would have looked a little bit better, but you know, you win some and you lose some. I'm kind of all over the place with my color choices in this thing, you will see. So also on the side, I decided to combine my notes and then my events page, or section, so hopefully that'll work out a little bit better. And then I've got my box for my goals for this month, which I still haven't figured out for this month, but we'll get there. I gotta set some goals for the month. And so then my habit tracker and my pages read. The habit tracker, I knocked 2 things off of it because I just like it was like no soda and no spend, and just like those didn't seem useful to me. I realized I didn't put down my habits down there, but you know, it'll be just water, creativity, reading, and Japanese, I believe, are the 4 that I like to track. So then I've also got pages read, which like honestly like might end up its own page in the future, just because I can't get the scale right every month. So yeah. And onto my TBR. I've set a TBR that I'm probably not gonna stick to or not gonna read everything, but this is kind of like everything that I want to read right now. And then I've also got my Otaku-a-thon, which is a readathon in the beginning of March, kind of my TBR for that. It's a little bit separate than the rest of the month because a readathon is something a little bit different. So I've got my TBR, my actually read, the books purchased, which I actually already bought a book and forgot the title of. So it was actually The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. It's the second book in the Raven Cycle, which is a series that I'm really loving so far. And then next I have my video plans, which I already set up. This is going to be super helpful for me. And then next I have this page for goals, which honestly, I don't like. First off, the design of this page is disgusting and I hate all of it. But I decided maybe I would try some more active goal setting, take those goals from the beginning of the month and then figure out what steps do I need to take to, I guess, accomplish them. And I just decided to keep it with 2 because a month isn't a very long time. So maybe smaller goals that I can reach in the month or working towards something larger. But generally the design of this page is not great. I don't know what I was thinking. So we'll revisit that sometime later. But hopefully this page ends up being something that can grow and evolve and become something much better than what it is right now. And then next I have my weekly spread. I'm going to experiment a little bit this month with different kinds of layouts because I used the same one all month last month. So I kind of like this design, these different boxes. So we'll see if these are more useful. But I messed up on the Sunday, but that's a mistake I'm willing to live with. But I like the look of this so far, so we'll see how functional it is. Actually, this page, I ended up really liking the design. I've got this kind of llama cacti sort of, I guess, design, which I'm really happy with. Decided not to go with the pink there, but we'll keep it with the green, which is great. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick with using this sticker pad most of the month. I really like the colors in it and the design of it, so that should be fun to do. But yeah, I actually pretty much really like that spread. It seems like it's going to be a good idea. And then I've got this other vertical spread for the next week. We'll see how this one works out. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work. Haven't planned out the other 2. There's a page in there that I'm still working on. It's like song lyrics for a song that's very close to my heart. And then we have the new edition, which I decided last minute that I wanted to do, and that is a mood tracker. So I think this is a popular thing among people who do bullet journaling. It's just kind of a way to keep track of how you're feeling every day. And honestly, like, February was not a great month for me emotionally. I was kind of like all over the place and I got some bad news in February, so it kind of threw off my mental health and just kind of my mood most days. So I wanted to keep track of how I was feeling each day. So I've got this very, very simple design. I know most people do kind of more fancy things. They'll do like a picture and then the colors will like form shades on the picture, and just I wanted to see how this benefited me in first, so I decided to just go with this like kind of row design and not do anything too fancy, just because I want to try this mood tracker out and see how it works for me. So I found the categories for this somewhere online. I think it was like Pinterest or something like that. I think that's where I get a lot of my ideas, is just searching on Pinterest. There's a lot of good stuff on there. But yeah, I decided to just do categories. I have a lot of words in those categories versus like kind of trying to sum up my day in like happy, sad, angry, tired, something like that. So there's a few words that can go into these categories. So the first category will be like angry or frustrated or irritable, kind of those like angry feelings. Then I've got depressed and sad, like a cry day, or moody. And then I've got active, happy, energetic, productive. So that'll be like a really good day. And then there's just kind of like an average, normal, just a day kind of mood. And then I have like my anxious or overwhelmed category. And then sick, tired, exhausted, lazy, just kind of down. Not really sad, but just kind of like the mood is not, it's not up there. So yeah, we'll have to see how this mood tracker works out. Hopefully there's probably a variety of colors and not just one sad color like probably February would have turned out to be. So yeah, we'll see how this works. So yeah, that is my bullet journal for March. I hope you enjoyed this and maybe got some ideas or are still interested in this type of video from me. I kind of like making them and kind of sharing what I'm doing in my journal, so that's great. I'm having a lot of fun with bullet journals. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions about my layout or things I've done in my bullet journal, that sort of thing. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more bookish, nerdy bullet journal content from me. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. Till next time, mata ne!